class and interface are the two entity. Using that we can write it a code, but till Java 8 only interface, in interface we can only define a method, not write the implementation of that method. But in a Java 8 Java provides the leverage to define a default method into interface. So that's we discuss in a today's section. So content of the today's session is what is mean by default method, how to use this, what are the use cases where we are checking in this section, example of the default methods, then how to override the diamond problem with the default method, and the frequently asked question about the default method, and interview questions on a default method. These are the point we cover in a today's section. Okay, so we start with the default method. Like it's the same, like suppose if you are defining any interface, like interface is suppose my interface, if I define, and in this interface I am writing my method, default method. So here you just to define that method, like void my name, this is a method, and here you write the implementation, so that become your default method of this class. Okay, so one class can have one default method. So the abstract method in an interface, you can define a number of abstract methods in your interface. The default method can have the body, like here we are returning printing my name, so that is the body of our default method. Why default method came into picture? Because suppose this is a my interface, and is there any additional functionality if you want to provide, or the common for all, like suppose I define a car or a vehicle as a interface, but vehicle have the number of childs, and each child have also multiple childs, but each and every vehicle need to start button is there. So I can add default implementation here, start, and if any want to override that, then they can add on that basis. So in example session we will discuss about that, but just to highlight here, additional functionality we can provide over the default method. Only single implementation is there, like in this interface only one default method should be in there. No need to provide implementation in each class. Just we discuss about that. This is the vehicle interface, and if I define the start method as a default method, if I write that, so in a number of classes means 1 2 3, and each have suppose 3 childs, so total 12 classes are there. So instead of writing code in a 12 class, I just prepare one default method and put it into my interface, so that can also optimize our code, and no need to define each and every class implementation. Okay, this is as per the definition. We'll check on an example, so you will get a better idea on the default method. So here my vehicle is an interface, and in that vehicle abstract method is a clean vehicle, but start vehicle is my default method. So here I mention as this is a default method, please consider this as a default method. That's why we are adding keyword as a default. Then we are mentioning my method name, like start vehicle, and this is the implementation of our method. So you can just implement by vehicle interface, and here you need to override only the clean vehicle method, because for a start vehicle is a default method and implementation is there. So here I just override that method and provide abstract method implementation, and while calling I just simply call same like as I am calling a clear car, means clean car and the start vehicle. Using the same instance I call these two methods. So this is how the default method you can call and work, and it's exactly similar like the existing method, means existing implemented method you are calling. It's same like as you are calling the default method. Okay. So next is the diamond problem, like multiple interview questions ask about the diamond problem, but we discuss from the start. So earlier also in a Java 1.4 or a Java earlier version also, suppose if this is an interface A, interface A extended by class B and class C. Okay, and the class C, and here is a one method which I call like as it is a one method. Okay, it method is a override, and here we provide the implementation here and here also. Okay, because of both are implemented by, so one implementation is here, one implementation is here. Okay, so if why Java is not provide the multiple class extents, because suppose if a class D I implemented here and I haven't provide the it method implementation, I haven't provide. So by default when I create the D class object and call it method, then Java get confused where it method should get called. Okay, from B or a C. That's why Java haven't provided these kind of inheritance, because means multiple class cannot extended in a single class, only one class extended by another class. So this is an example of a diamond problem. That's why Java not provided that multiple classes can extend one class, but multiple interfaces can extend, because there is a no methods. But after the Java, same problem is there. Like suppose interface A is there and it is a method, it is a default method, and then B and C is a class, and B and C class not defined the it implementation because it's a default method. So in a B it can accessible, and here in a C can it also accessible. But consider that like as a here Okay, so you cannot do the same thing here because diamond problem again came into picture because this it and this it are different one. So you cannot extend it B and C because Java already restrictive. Still, if you define interface here and interface here, then that also you cannot define. You need to provide your own implementation of it. Okay, so interface A and interface B and interface C, suppose three are the interfaces. In that case also you need to define on your it implementation, and then and only this class get accessible. Suppose I created a class here, I need to override the it method, otherwise compilation exception occur, because the default method, whenever conflict are there, that time you need to implement the default method in your class or in your interface. Okay, so this is a diamond problem. So in a simple way, we just summarize what we discussed. Suppose any interface or a classes, if there is a no overridden or a same method came from the parent, that time you no need to add the implementation for certain methods like default method. Earlier example, we decide the interface as a vehicle, and the start vehicle is the methods from get automatically accessed by interface because it's the default method. But suppose there are chances where the collision can occur, which default method should get called. In such cases, in your class or in your interface, you should define your own implementation of a start vehicle method. Okay, that's it about this problem. This is a very known question asked in interview, so please prepare such kind of questions. If you have any doubts, if you want any code example or need to discuss more about this, let me know. We'll connect and we'll discuss. Yeah, thanks all, bye.